Okay, today I woke up with the words every penny gained, or let me put it this way, every penny given is actually a penny unplanned for. So basically, when let's say someone gives you 1,000 rands right now, you will actually think of ways of spending it. You will either go to the mall, buy food, buy new clothes, like anything that will actually make the money to deplete very fast. And you don't think of the poor. We actually think of the poor when we have nothing. However, when we have something, we don't think of the poor, we only think of ourselves. And the word says that where your treasure is where your heart is. And your treasure is like you can find where your treasure is when you have something, because like excitement like takes over you and you actually start spending money and you actually don't consult God in the use of that money. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but a lot of us are in that situation, in that boat, where we actually spend money to please people. We spend money to try to fill some gaps within ourselves, forgetting that God is the well of living waters. God should be our confidence. And like we forget God, we actually reject God when we have something. And it gets to show us that we want God for what He can do for us, not for who He is. And if we do that, we're actually making our lives to not be about pleasing Him, not be about giving glory unto His name. So, with these words, I just want to say that be careful of what you do when you are with money. Be careful of what you spend time on when you are not with money. Because what you spend time on when you are not with money, like when you are without money, will actually determine where you spend your money. Because those moments, those are the defining moments of where your money will go. And also, when you pray wholeheartedly, that will determine where your money will go. Because when you pray wholeheartedly, it's all about the heart. It means that your treasure is in the Lord, like your heart is in the Lord. So, meaning that that's where you put your treasure in. I don't know if I make sense, but those are the words which are in my heart. Those are the words which I believe that God wants me to learn from. Those are the words which I believe that God wants you to learn from also. The concept of giving is not about money only. The concept of giving is about yourself. When we talk about giving, we talk about God Himself. God throughout the word gave of Himself, until it came to a point where He gave of Jesus. Even when He gave of Jesus, He was giving of Himself, because He is the only begotten Son of God. If we don't understand the manner of living on which God wants us to live, if we don't understand the manner of giving on which God wants us to live, we'll never even begin to live on the spectrum God wants us to live on. I don't know, but I just see us having to withhold ourselves from God. We are having to withhold ourselves because of our materialistic self, because of things that we can easily see, things that won't take us anywhere. It won't take us anywhere, because at the end of the day you will spend it and it will be finished. Instead of investing this money, you take and go and spend all of it, and then tomorrow there's nothing. Like, my God, we need to learn to be friendly to our neighbors. We need to know that we are our neighbor's keeper. I don't know, like I've just said a whole mouthful, But I hope that you understand what I wanted to say, because if we neglect our neighbors, if we neglect those who are in dire poverty, we actually becoming nothing more than what the priests, like the high priests, were in those days, like we are just becoming senseless, and we make the word to be about us and not about God, because God is all about giving, and giving is not all about money. There are people without money, but they give way more than those with money because they use their brains. And they give knowing that God is the provider of all things. Ne ke meta kwala.